And good evening. No, we've not got any music because apparently it's too fucking loud according to our monitors here, or at least Baron.
You could try it. Come on, let's go together. Let's enjoy it together. One,
No,
two.
fuck you. No, sod you. No, I'm not playing that game. No. Yeah, unfortunately, well, actually, I've listened to it in recordings, playback. It sounds shit anyway, so fuck it. Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. Flux, really? What are we going to talk about?
Oh, right. Well, thanks for throwing it back to me without any forewarning. Okay. Well, one of the things we've got is how do we all feel about the teachers' union saying that teachers can self-identify as whatever they want to be, especially with relating to colour. We've also got red diesel. What's occurring with that?
Oh, you won't be having much left anyway. Yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm. And we've also got transracialism, which I think is an unusual one. In other words, I think we heard about it from America a few years ago where people were saying like Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren was her name. And then you got that other one that identified as. So what we're now having is refugees identifying, according to The Guardian, identifying as Bob from Essex.
So, just to clarify, Flux, this stream is all about winding me the fuck up about bollocks that should never fucking exist in the world.
Oh, well, we're not there yet because we're not even going to talk about Superman, the fact that he's now a bit different. Right, we're not going to get onto that, but thousands of big. Oh, that's going to be a touchy one. Right.
Okay. All right. And you know, a few more. Would you, if at all possible in your circumstances, would you take your child out of school currently, today?
Do you know, after today's experience, probably not. But normally, yes. I've been working on my daughter's car all day long. And if I'd known that years ago,
cheers, everybody. Good health.
No, I wouldn't have. Yeah, anyway, that's why I look like shit, by the way. If any of you notice, and Rev's looking a bit run down more than usual, and that's hard to beat, I must admit. It's been a long week, and then no sleep at all. And then daughter, I've been working on a car for the last few weeks because I'm better get the parts and stuff like this. The most worrying thing is your daughter picks up a highly tuned car and you're like, oh, this is not good. And then all of a sudden you find out that none of the brakes work and other things aren't quite right on it. And some bloke called Dave, and I don't think he's called Dave, but we'll call him Dave for the fucking sake of this, right? Has had a go at improving a Golf Turbo with nothing more than my mate said, and I've seen some YouTube videos. Yeah, it's quite scary. Imagine you have a disc. And you've got that much space that should be breaking on. She's breaking on that much. All the discs are all cracking up. I won't go into too much detail. How I'm not going to a funeral, I'm a lucky man. So for the last few weeks, on my spare time, I've been doing this. And everything has gone against us. But however, today we've had more of a result, but the whole day was done doing that. So literally covered in shit, head to foot, no food, no fuck all, very tired. So if I look like I'm pissed, I'm not. But nowhere near a pub, I'm tired. I will be pissed, by the way. I do promise you that. I'm going to make every fucking effort.
Right. Just to throw out a disclaimer, though, right? Not all fucking people called Dave sell dodgy cars. Not all of them.
Well, there's others, aren't there? I mean, let's be honest. It's not just... I mean, it's racist to say that there's only white people that do it, isn't it? Because there's every other colour at it. I mean, to be honest, there's Ahmed. He's probably... there's Jamal. He's knocked out a few motors. And I mean... Let's be honest, this is a reason to get banned, isn't it? So let's move on, right? Transracialism is Flux.
Yeah, I'm struggling with this one. Transracialism.
Yes, because you can be transsexual, yeah?
No.
You can be transgender, yeah?
You can.
No.
Well, if you can be transsexual and you can be transgender, then you can be transracial.
Right, can we stop there, right? We've been very modern, aren't we, with our descriptions, right? There are people who claim to be. We'll leave it at that, right? Ha. Right around the mods. Anyway, right?
This was being reported in the UK news, mate.
Rev, you can't hang on a minute. Rev, you can't talk. You bang out more dodgy cars than Delboy. Bessie, listen here, you cunt, right? Just because I used to roll around with you in a banged out fucking Capri, I remember you still in the back of a Mark III fucking Escort van supplying bass because the bass wasn't big enough, and you're like kicking a fucking walls going down the high street. Yes, I remember it all. Yes, Betsy, I've known since I was 17.
Hey.
Anyway, right. So transracialism's bollocks. All right, we've covered that topic.
Okay, well, moving swiftly on. Teachers who think they're black.
Oh,
they
fuck off. Are they black?
But
Right.
the teachers' union, but
I-
insofar as I'm aware, now somebody like one of the people, one of the ladies that comes into the Discord, yeah, Richard, that girl, yeah,
Yes.
may want to enlighten us a bit more on her experiences about it.
Well, we might actually get young Filth to ring in later on, maybe, if she's feeling a bit brave and she's had a couple of the.
Well, there we go. Well, she's just said, I'm trans-aged. I identify as a 21-year-old.
But act like a 15-year-old. Still pulling the insults out. Yeah, that's lovely, actually, by the way. Do you know what? You can still do that with a leg. Like, you know, a cat when it's having a lick of its ass, right? Obviously, she doesn't do that. I want to clear that up.
Now, I'd like to say this story gets better, that only he's seen that, but it doesn't, because we've all seen it.
But you know when the cat sticks its leg up like that when it's having a good wash, I can't help myself. I've always got to go and pull the leg just a touch, just a bit. And the cat looks at you and goes, "Human, you are a fucking idiot, aren't you?" I go, "Yes." Anyway, so yeah, Pure Filth knows a little bit about the teaching profession. We'll leave it at that. Maybe she'll ring in later on. Maybe she won't. Very upset if she doesn't. We do enjoy a good banter with her, but the phone's not turned on yet, so you can't. The only reason we haven't got the phone turned on is because we get through one fucking topic and all of a sudden the phone goes on and that's it. Right.
Well, so far we've steamrolled it through 4.
Right. Well, I just want to ask you though, right, Flux, even because you are slightly gifted in the color version, is you see different colors to the rest of us because you're slightly color blind, whatever. I don't think it's that much, but whatever. But you can tell the difference between a black person, a white person, and some other shades, yes?
I can see a lot of shades, not a lot of colours, but a lot of shades, yeah.
I know the insults coming. He says, "You're a shade of shit, son." Anyway, yeah, I'll get there first. So, if I see a black person, right, and I call them black because colour's the biggest insult you can give to a black person, right? But if I saw a black person and they said, "I'm white," are you? Because I can't wait for it. The moment they said that they were white, do you know what I'd say? White privilege.
Where's your privilege card?
You cunt. Yeah, get to the back of the bus, motherfucker, you white privilege prick. Go on, fuck off.
Well, segueing into that, Bob Marley?
Very white indeed. Well, apparently. Well, actually not at all. But his dad. Go on, Flux. Go on.
Does anybody, Bob Marley's the most celebrated, one of the most celebrated black reggae musicians in living memory, it's certainly. But I think he's pulled the white privilege card because he's like a bit like Lewis Hamilton in that regard.
What, dresses like a cunt? Sorry, I just couldn't help myself there. It's an obvious one. No, right. So, unfortunately, old Bobby Marley bloke might have a little bit more ties to the UK than we actually first thought, because obviously his music is the epitome of reggae, right? When you think of reggae, you think of Bob Marley. Flux, lay it on him.
No, that's it. That is it.
Where's his dad from?
I think it was Essex.
So his dad used to drive round in probably a Mark II tin corner, right? Probably listening to, I don't know, James Last, actually, or some shit like that. You can imagine it, right? So Bob decides to fuck off back to, well, not back to fuck off to, because if he was born here, then he's going there for the first time. Anyway, grew up there, got himself a nice little accent, put the dreadlocks on, cultural appropriation and all that kind of shit, and then started ripping off their music and did actually better at it than they did. It's a bit like who was the latest woman sportswoman of the year goes to
fucking Jay.
Yeah, leave it there. So
Jenner, something.
No,
Jenner.
no, it's the other thing. That weightlifting fucking effort, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was Kyle Jenner that got Woman of the Year.
Well, I think Caitlyn Jenner got Woman of the Year.
Caitlyn Jenner, and
Yeah,
I think that Dave
You mean
Chappelle.
Bruce?
No, that fucking
Bruce.
weightlifter. You know the
Bruce.
weightlifter. Yeah.
Yeah, you do mean. Yeah, we do mean Bruce. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, and here's the thing. I think because Dave Chappelle roasted him, in his latest Netflix thing. He goes, this is the thing. Look, what a brave woman that's a man. And guess what? It's only been 1 year as a woman and beating all of you women out there. Every single one.
He's new to the party and kicked all your asses. Just saying. I had some woman talking to me about politics the other day, so I said, well, you're wasting your time. Love, clear you don't know what the fuck you're on about. And I'd sent her back to the kitchen. She's been happy there ever since. So, moving on, I haven't had I do enjoy these.
On a bike.
Well, we'll talk about the... I do enjoy a good wind-up. Right. We're very quite... And one of our own, unfortunately, got policies, and he always was. I liked them, helped them no end. He did, and because of his because of his passion for what he did, he had a clinic. But anyway, at the clinic, which was firmly in the church, he had a mainly peaceful, we call it that. Stabbing.
Oh, yes, mainly peaceful, because according to the reports that came out either today or yesterday, it peacefully stabbed 12 times.
12?
Mm. Forgive me, I got this from The Sun. So it's mainstream UK. He was waited there calmly for him to arrive, stabbed him 12 times peacefully,
mainly,
and then sat down and waited for the police to arrive, despite the fact police thanking the public for alerting the police so quickly,
or not fucking jumping on the bloke and making him a martyr. Now,
this is from The Sun, so
do you know what I think? When I'm going to be the most fucked up, I might as well do it in Bojo's voice, because then it comes across as satire. Maybe get away with it more. Yes, yeah. Anyway, right. So, this guy was pro, and I can't remember his name, but 70-year-old guy, pro immigration. So it's who old? 69.
Ames, sir.
Mate, you mind out the gutter, will you? But yeah, apparently, he wasn't young. Apparently, but really, he was probably one of these people's best advocate. I would have thought. I don't think he made a great deal of waves, because he'd vote for something, then he'd not vote for something. He was very. Remember that character in the Fast Show.
There's a picture of him, mate. We'll get back to the Fast Show. Yes, I know where you're going, but there's a picture of him in your Discord, and he's standing next to a red cross, great big 6-foot sign, 6-foot tall poster, and he's got the jigsaw puzzle in front of him saying "Refugees are more than welcome." Oh dear, and mate, fucking hell.
See, this is when virtue signaling takes on a new level. Because
no, man, no, you've got it all wrong, dude.
Really?
Listen. Right, he says refugees welcome,
not immigrants.
Illegal, like invaders. Yeah, I mean it's a different kettle of fish. At that point, do they all get classed as refugees anyway?
I've done a bit of digging around, and apparently, when you look into the UN and migration, it's not legally binding. It's a contract, right? It's not a contract. It's an agreement, I should say, right? But it isn't legally binding. So. This is where I get a bit confused, because they've made this agreement that they'll do this, right? And they're assuming that these people, once they're found on the open ocean, that they've come the long way around. They can't prove that they've come across land and gone through numerous fucking safe places. So they're assuming that by some fucking weird quirk of fate, that dinghy that only will do 10 miles, should we say? 10 miles, with the amount of fuel it's got in it, has made it all the way around from wherever, right? It's not bit across any land, and here they are now. So we send the RNLI out there, which is a bit of a burden at the moment, because they're over normally in Africa teaching the cunts to swim. And over here, right? So, and I really do feel sorry for the RNLI, because there's people leaving it at the moment, because this wasn't what they signed up for. This wasn't what they agree, and it wasn't their policy. But Common Purpose has got into everything, including the RNLI. Now, Common Purpose, we've been into that 100 times, not going to go into it again. If you've not heard of it, look it up, right? It's very kind of thing. So, Common Purpose got into that, and now these people are fucking me, I'm starting to do it without doing it, right? They have to go out a fucking taxi service. These people, and then let me So yeah, they have to bring them in, which is I should imagine it's really frustrating, because can you imagine if you know that the people that you're bringing in could potentially be anything? They could have a criminal background. They could have done all sorts. Nobody knows, because none of them got any ID on them, have they? And all of them have been schooled. Now, the UN has also decided that it wants to change the terminology on refugee and immigrant to some modern day whatever that means it's just a person who's trying to go across borders. Like, that's all right. And we used to have borders for a reason. I don't want you in my country because I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are. I don't know what's your purpose. I don't know what your end goal is.
Tell you what, open it up to rabies as well then. And let all animals go. Do you know, it is such an insane fucking policy. It drives me fucking bonkers.
Here's a thought for you, Flux. Open borders. So, I say now that we open up. What the fuck's the name of them funny V-shaped thing? We open up the basins. Did anybody at all can come in? There is no borders. The doors don't count, and you can walk straight into the basins and become a first-class basin.
Why not?
What's the problem with that? I mean, we're all the same, aren't we? I mean, these people coming over are all the same. They're all good people. I mean,
how about we all get an invite to, as was clearly demonstrated a couple of years ago, at the what do they call it? The fucking Oscars over in America. And they're going, look, hang on. So all of you celebrities are all saying that open, but you got security. And this was a couple of years ago, not the more recent music awards where you got those cunts turning up with blood on their shoes and hijabs all over them, no masks, and other people all around the whole entourage wearing masks and carrying their trains. Oh, it makes me fucking sick.
But I'm going to sort of divert a little bit. We're talking about this bloke who unfortunately got stabbed. I don't know anything about him, but fucking horrible way to go out. But the left have jumped on it. Now, you got the Joe Cox immediately. I mean, no, the bloke's still fucking warm, right? And they're interviewing Joe Cox's brother or sister or fucking husband or whatever it is. Right? But Joe Cox, right-wing terrorism. Let's not talk about this black man who's come across the channel and killed a white man, because that would be racist. Well, perhaps it was. No, it's racist to think it.
No, it's just terrorism.
No, it's not terrorism. It's not terrorism. It is a person of color who hated everything about that other guy. Everything. And wanted to stab him. That's exactly what it was. He didn't like the fact he was rich. Didn't like the fact he was white. Didn't like the fact he was allegedly privileged. Didn't like the fact he was probably a Christian. Didn't like the fact that this person...
I think you're being very disingenuous.
Yeah,
I just don't think he liked his digs that he was put up in. That 3-star hotel was not good enough for him. He wanted the 5-star, and he didn't get it.
Fucking unlucky. Well, anyway, so yes, this bloke's experiencing now probably a very short sentence compared to if I did it, and it could be put down to PTSD because he's been in a war-torn country. It could be put down to mental health problems. It could be put down to belated Ramadan. He wasn't feeling himself. Who knows? But anyway, so there you are. So
what's the point? Talking about fucking Ramadan, Guy Fawkes. What the fuck is Khan doing? Not that I really care, but I do care because it's a tradition. No, I do care. What the fuck is Khan doing cancelling? Was it New Year's Eve, but letting... Oh, what's the name of the...
Fireworks as well. Eid.
No, it wasn't Eid, but it was like Eid. It may as well be Eid.
Because it wasn't Christian. I'm going to call it for what it is. Khan hates everything about this Christian country that we love.
Part and parcel, exactly,
right?
Dylan.
Right? He hates everything about our traditions and our cultures and he wants to get rid of it. Why? Because he's Islamically driven, right? He hates us. He is a sleeping fucking what's the word I want to look for?
Can't.
No. It's a lot more deep than that, mate. Everybody knows the guy's a cunt.
Oh, snap back better. Very good.
Yeah. So he is one of the many people that are going to come in under the guise of being Islamic, but like embracing our cultures. And when they get to 51%, see how much they embrace our culture then. At the end of the day, I will eventually be setting something up. And I'm still sober enough to talk about this. And it's going to be people who are British, who believe they actually have to defend Britain from anything who it's domestic and foreign that would wish to usurp the Constitution of Great Britain. We will be stretching out hands to England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. All of us got to come together. And also, when I talk about Ireland, I'm talking about Northern Ireland, obviously. However, hands across the border on this particular one, because if Southern Ireland want, and there are people down there that want to stand together with people who want to keep their own culture, who love their own culture, and who can see what's happening, then we will shake their hands and help them in any which way we can, because there are people in Northern Ireland at the moment and Southern Ireland who were very much the enemy 30 years ago, 20 years ago, that are at the moment working together because they realise there is something a lot more serious that's coming their way, generally in a dinghy or whatever. But that's what's happening, all right? Now, we have to be aware of this, and I am. And I realise that going forward, now's not the time, but at some point in the future, there will be people who have been through management skills. There are people that are solid workers. There are people that have been through services that will want to stand together to protect honest, innocent British people against people who wish to make their lives a lot more miserable through nefarious means. Okay, I can't go into too much detail, but you can start working out a bit for yourself, right? And I will bring together all sorts of groups. And if anybody thinks they can do the job better than me, I will hand it over to them straight away. All right, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring across good, honest British men. Now, some of you are going to go, oh, well, why don't you just look after the white race? Well, here's the thing, right? Britain's not predominantly white anymore, right? Britain has a lot of white people in it. But if you wanted people who were British, say, for instance, in parts of London that are predominantly black, how are these people going to work there? I mean, if you put a load of white people in there to monitor what's going on, to see what's happening, how do you think they're going to get on in a part of the country that's predominantly black? They're not. It isn't going to work, right? Now, what if a black man says to you, I've lived here all of my life. My dad lived here all of my life, or all of his life. He came over, right, or his dad came over or whatever. We're as British gets. I'm going to go, good on you, mate. Well done. Get in. That's the way I feel. Now, there's going to be the Sikhs. They're going to want to get on board because at the end of the day, they were having quite a quiet life until it all went wrong. Fine. We'll get them in. Right? We're going to have Muslims that aren't Muslims. I'm going to keep an eye on them. Well, you tell me. These are people that are actually prisoner of their own religion.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll go with that. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I understand.
These are people that were walking around in our clothes, having quite a nice time, getting on with the rest of us, right? And all of a sudden, their lot become a bigger number and made it fucking terrible. Now, what am I going to stand against? Islam, number one. Our government, number two. Our government is the biggest threat to us at the moment, bigger than any other threat we've ever had.
Well, maybe it should be government one.
Well, yeah, all right.
Government should always be first and foremost, I reckon, because at the end of the day, what's giving Islam power? Our government.
Right. So, our government, Islam, right? Any other traitorous cunt that wants to fuck our country up, you're my enemy. End of. Right? And I don't trust you even if you said you changed your colours. I don't. But at the moment, our country has been run by people who hate it and hate the people in it. And if you can't see that, you must be thick. Simple as that. But the name has been thought up. British Defence Association.
Yeah.
It's an association of the Sikh community, British, the English community, the Welsh community, the Scottish community. Anybody who loves what they had going back years ago, right, and wants to keep it. That's what it's about, right? These people over here might be slightly different to me. These people might be slightly different, but we have a common goal, and that's the way it's got to be. All the Puritans that go, oh, well, it needs to be a white only. Fuck off, mate. You've got fucking patriotic alternative. They'll cater for your needs if you want that. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like focusing on the negatives. I've got he's half French, half Mauritian. His dad's name was C1.
So he's gay.
And his mum was called Muriel from France. And we were best friends when I was about so high to a grasshopper. And he went on to go into the combined cadet forces. He was very, very polite. Black of the aces. He went into the RAF. He became an AWACS pilot. He was a fighter. All manner of things. Up the flag, pro. It couldn't be more patriotic if you're fucking probably more patriotic than most in the UK right now. It's not about colour. It's about attitude, in my humble opinion.
You love this country. I don't give a fuck if you're a green alien. I don't care a shit.
What colour eyes you got? Does that make a difference?
Does it matter?
Does that mean you're not for progression?
Because we're all the same underneath.
Of course we're about progression, mate. I'm progressively having a drink. But I realise that you have to knock the attitude, the way we deal with stuff and everything, go back to the late 70s and the 80s as to attitude towards your country. I'm not talking about the 70s being a great time because everybody thinks it was a great time, but, well, we had power cuts, we had all sorts of other shit then. We had unions running wild, we had all sorts. But what we did have was a sense of community. We used to like putting out the chairs and the tables and the Union Jacks and having a party in the street. We loved it, right? We've lost all of that. There were people that used to go to church on a Sunday. Some of you are atheists. Unlucky if you are, right? I'm not asking you to go to church. Bad idea, right? The church is full of common purpose, cultural Marxism, social, all that shit, right? But I do believe in something more than myself. But if you don't, fine, that's your thing, right? Certainly won't push it on you. That's me, that's you. You crack on. Because we got people in here. 2 of them are atheists. Or one's definitely atheist and the other's, well, bi-curious, aren't you? Right, completely the wrong thing to say there.
You know what? I really did have an answer for that, but because I knew where it was going. I was like, oh, fuck, no, that answer just makes me sound more gay. Fuck that.
Yeah, so stop there. Anyway, and even in the 80s, right, people still loved, like, Great Britain. I mean, we were proud of it. I mean, we need to bring back that pride, right? But these cunts that sit in the very centre of power hate everything about us. They hate you.
Hang on. What's this geezer? Right, you support them, not our troops or homeless. Shame on you. What you're on about? Bother. Come on, you're the guy. You're the guy that just typed in. I'd give it a thumbs up if you put the lines on. I do believe. And now you're saying this, mate.
Right, obviously,
explain.
You haven't got it right.
Please explain.
First thing I do, we stop all of this fucking PC, right? Which immediately I take us out of the UN, right? None of this shit would be coming over the channel. Fuck off. All of the shit that's come over the channel would, and I hate to say it, be removed and put back to where they came from. And if you don't tell me where they came from, I'll send you back to somewhere of my choice. Fuck you. That's how I feel, all right? Now, there's a lot of people who go, oh, that's a bit of a dictator. What would you rather? Me trying to look after you or these cunts coming after you? Yours is the choice. Have a little think, all right? All of these people in these 5-star or 4-star hotels that now aren't here because I've just binned them off, right? We're going to have people going around the streets of London and finding the homeless and saying, what's up, mate? What's the deal? Let's get you fixed. Let's get you warm tonight anyway, right? Let's get you warm, get some food in you. And now we're going to get some people who aren't woke. You know, the wankers are, well, it probably happened when a feather duster hit you in Wales once on a Tuesday when it wasn't green. No. We're going to get people who have been through the services and gone, mate, you seen some shit. You did. And you're right to be fucking upset or something not right upstairs, but we'll work with you. We'll get it right, right? And more to the point, we're going to give you a purpose again, right? We are, if you wish to, going to get you instructing the youth, should you choose to, right, when you feel better, instructing the youth how to be, because I want to get the kids back into, what they call it, army training? Cadets.
Basic.
I want to get the cadets, CA, the Navy cadets as well. All
National
of that
service.
BCF.
Bring back national
No,
service.
national service. That's a progression, but we'll get to that later, right?
BCF, Combined Cadet Forces.
Basically, I want to toughen the kids up. I want to really harden the bastards up because at the moment, what we've got coming is terrible. And a bunch of soy beaten fucking, I don't know what my pansexual fucking shit is today, is no good to any man. All right. Not more to the point. You ain't going to get laid like that, you useless fucking fairy. Fuck off. You've actually got to make a woman fancy it. That might be a bit of an odd concept to you because everybody gets a fucking trophy, but no, mate. You've got to make a difference, right? You've got to look like you could stand up and look after your woman. You've got to look like you could provide for her, right? And you've got to look like you stand for a belief rather than being a bit of a fucking melt. You know what I mean? I'm going to go and play a game tonight. Yeah, go on, mate. Not one out, you fucking idiot. Right? I'd rather toughen the kids up because when they get together, right, they'll have fun. Imagine that. And when you put responsibility on a kid rather than telling him he's fucking useless and he can't cope with it, they really do respond a lot better. But you could take that all away from him when he fucks up. What I'm saying here, right? I use my daughter as an example. 7 years old. Love, get in that fucking Land Rover and move it. Well, what about, fuck that, just get in it and move it. Which is exactly what my granddad used to do to me when I was a kid. That awesome car, because that's what I do on the beach. Get on. You got to take that through the town, follow the other two, right? And you're going to go down the fucking, onto the seafront. I've not driven a horse and cart on there. Don't fucking give me, just follow them, clip. Get on with it. But if you fucked up, and all of a sudden you realize that people are putting a lot more responsibility on you, right? Because they trust you, because they think you can do it. It's a good feeling, by the way. It really is. And when you get to point B, after all that nervousness, you realize that you can do more than you thought. And it gives you confidence a boost. When you do that to kids, rather than fucking belittle them the whole time and tell them that, well, actually, you might cry a bit. And what? Did cry never kill anyone? Suicide did. But we'll get onto that another day, right? What I'm trying to say here is we need to man the kids up because the kids will actually enjoy themselves more. What about you? Anybody who's watching this at my age or roughly, when you hurt yourself as a kid, right, in front of the other kids doing a jump or whatever it was, you fell out of a tree, you ain't going to cry in front of them.
Quite right.
Fucking embarrassing. I had a mate, Wayne Newitt, black as the ace of spades, the only fucking black guy in our road. We're actually in the area, bless him. You know, his family came from Grenada. When all the uncles showed up. The mother was awfully posh, by the way. And
we do have a resident troll.
Simon, we have a grandson with a tan. Good for you. Well done.
No.
Anyway.
You will have a grandson, i.e., your daughter will have a black baby.
Oh, really?
We do. We got a troll. Welcome.
So sorry.
What would be the issue with that?
What's the fucking problem? Oh, by the way, didn't you know my daughter's dating a fucking guy from Vietnam at the moment? Oh, sorry. Am I meant to have a problem with that? Oh, sorry. You didn't send me the email. Fuck. Oh, right. Yeah. Vietnam.
I knew this guy was trouble.
Yeah. Do you know what? If she dated a black man,
I just need to go and strangle some I don't know, somebody that is from a different country. I'm going to the toilet. Back in a minute.
You're going to strangle yourself, aren't you? I know. Any more than 3 shakes, you know the policy here. Right, so, but yeah, you just put it on the kids and you make sure the kids have a good time doing it. I mean, remember the old days when they used to go out farming with the rest of the family, right? And they'd haymaker and all the rest of it. They came back and they had a good time. Fuck it, whatever. So I want to man kids up. I want to man people up. I want to get rid of this gayness, right? And when I say gayness, that's a fucking shitty attitude towards people because some of the gay people I know were fucking hard, by the way. We used to get in the scraps in town. It's interesting. So that's what I'm thinking about for the future. But unfortunately, we can't put that thing forward because we have, at the moment, people who believe that the government actually is in their interest and that COVID is a legitimate thing.
Yeah. And taxis are represented as well. Fucking yeah. Right.
So hang on. We really do have one. You're not nationalist. You think anyone can be British?
Anybody can be British. That's why it's a British passport. Now, it's different if you say anybody can be English because they can't. Can they?
Keep going, mate. You're helping. You know what I mean? We're having fun with you. Yeah, look, I'm unfortunately of that ilk that I believe that anybody who loves their country, who lives in Great Britain, who was born here or now has a British passport, whether you like it or not, is British, right? Doesn't make him English. Doesn't make them Scottish. Doesn't make them Welsh, but it makes them British. All right, and I think most of them would agree with you. Oh God, can you? I tell you what. Why don't you? I'll put the phone on. Why don't you ring in? We'll have some fun.
Dude, are we going to get into this? Yeah, but how many generations do they have to be before they're classed as English?
Well, 300 and that's usually the right measurement. I mean, this is one of these people, though, right, that sit and wanking themselves furiously, got no picture, right, doesn't go out, can't even get a bird, let alone a white bird, all right, and mummy's probably a lefty, isn't she? I mean, I don't know where daddy is, but nor do you probably. There you go. Right, what we'll do is we'll put the banner up for the phone, and I desperately hope you ring in. I could have some fun with you, Sweet Pea. Really good.
Oh, fucking hell. Some of these comments are fucking crazy.
Those fucks, aren't they? I really would like it. Just go on, please. Please. And just say what you like, because it's more of a reflection on you than me. Look, birthrights, Royal Marines, not a lorry driver. Look, birthrights, Royal Marine, not a lorry driver. No, still not getting it, mate. Ring in. Explain yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, could be in.
I doubt you.
Yeah, I doubt it, but we'll try. Go on then. Who is this?
It's Paul.
Hello, Paul.
From Choggle. Yeah, or Westcliff, yeah. I'll try and mute you so I don't get an echo. I'm sort of watching you now. Listen, mate, right, I'm in pieces about what happened to David Amis, Sir David Amis, mate. Right, because although he was a wanker MP, he was actually a good bloke as well. And any fucking lefties that come near me, I'll kill them. You know,
Mate, don't ruin your fucking future just because of them. Right now, I don't get why they're enjoying the fact that this bloke's died and they're making a big thing out of it. But I do actually, because there's a certain breed out there that also are hard left. Mind you, some of them are hard right, by the way. It's not fucking, the people who are to the extremes actually enjoy the opposition, like being sufferer and dying and all the rest of it. But no, anybody who takes great pleasure in the fact this bloke was murdered, wanker. Right. However,
I've sat opposite him loads of times, and what I keep saying to people out there is, he would have had his assistant sitting next to him, and she would have seen it, and she'd be fucked.
100%. Yep.
Right. This isn't, it's not about just like killing someone you don't agree with. It's other people that are going to have to deal with this shit.
100%, mate. 100%. You got no argument from anybody here. None whatsoever. All in agreement with you.
Anyway, I won't take your time up, but
Hi, Ross.
if I find anyone, I'm not that big a bloke, but you know what I mean. I just think it's terrible. It's disgusting, and I just, well, you know me. You've probably heard me before. But we're being taken over by God knows what, and I'd rather top myself than live the rest of my life under
to top yourself, by the way.
Bullshit,
To top
That ain't no
yourself,
fun, though, is it?
All right, you don't do that. If you've got to go out, right? If you have to perish, at least do it doing something positive, right? So just get involved with us, all right? By the way, this is not a death call. I don't want nobody to die.
Oh, yeah, fuck me.
Yeah, fuck. That was a good policy. We're all gonna. Hey, what's it? That Suicide Squad in what they call the film? Life of Brian.
Life of Brian. The Syrian Suicide Squad.
I don't know, man, but I think from here on in, dude, you shouldn't be the advertising one for that. Fucking stuff you come out with.
You try and do Brummie accents, by the way, in work, right? So I'll practice more. But
Free State's practicing because he's not actually from Birmingham.
When's that campfire thing going to happen? Do you remember you were going to do that up at your place? When's that going to happen?
Well, it ain't going to happen this winter because apparently we're going to get snow in fucking how many weeks? And
it's the vortex. Was it collapse of the polar vortex? Allegedly.
Oh yeah, climate change. Oh, how dare you run your diesel car?
You got to put a bit more.
How fucking dare you?
What I've got to do is I've got to mole plough the fucker first because it gets a bit wet. So if I mole plough the bastard, I can get all the water down and then we'll be all right. Then we can have a do. But at the moment, it's been really difficult because, you think you're getting ahead, then the vehicles break down and you've got to spend a load of money on them. And you think, right, well, the money I was going to put by for the tractor to do this is not there now, right? So I need to save up again. And there's loads of things I got planned for it, but it just seems to be that one step forward, two steps back at the moment, which is a bit of a thing, but we will get there. But yeah, it's going to be, we will have a get together of happy people on there where we just have something to eat. And do you know what? Your phones don't work. We're going to leave the politics aside. And if anybody thinks they're going to come there with a numerous fucking, because you get all these people, I'm going to bring a crossbow. You know, you're going to bring your packed lunch, a duvet, a fucking tent, or whatever it is, mate. That's your fucking lot. I mean,
and some beer.
Tell you what, you sound like a fucking. I'll tell you what, on the phone, you sound so fucking posh. You're a lot more posh than you make out on YouTube, aren't you?
well,
Posh. It's his fucking glasses, man.
We live
if you
in
see me 2 hours
mate.
ago, if you see me 2 hours ago, I was head to foot covered in fucking grease, pissed right off, right? And I've been underneath the back end of a fucking 53 plate golf, bleeding the brakes. I'm certainly not posh. However,
You could be an MP, couldn't you? But then you get stabbed. But anyway.
no, I don't have the corruption to be an MP, but I'll try and be something in politics maybe at some point, yeah?
Yeah, let's all get together and the Sensible Workers' Party, something like that. Not, I had to say workers because it sort of smacks of communism, but working class, the people that just sort of do their shit every day and don't want to be bothered by all this crap they put on it.
Oh, I've just got to interrupt you. Peachy, you're banned. There you are. Very much. She's been a bitch. Yes. Are you supposed to be
Right,
reading
I'll let you get on.
All right, boss. No worries, mate. Well, you take it
Simon,
steady.
cheers. And the other guys, I'm not quick enough to...
Right,
to
it's
hear
Free
them.
State, and well, it's that other one, isn't it?
Yeah, that other geezer
yes, you know,
over there who's got a northern accent.
Flux.
Top people, lovely lot. I'm off.
All right,
See you
mate,
later.
see you later.
Cheers.
Have fun,
Bye-bye.
man. Bloke top left screen, Black Country or Birmingham? I am from Birmingham, man.
All right. Right. Can you hold it together for 2 seconds? I've got to turn the phone off for a second while I just go for a piss.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
these
no.
great.
Right.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We're going to be left all on our own, sons,
Can
to fill in.
Free, can you remember how to breathe in and out without Simon?
Oh, I don't know, man. Answers
struggling.
in the fucking chat room. How do we cope with this shit now?
I'm struggling with my blinking.
You know, fucking, can you handle this shit while I go for a piss? You know what I mean? Who sets this shit up half the time?
But, well, Simon, obviously. That's why it fails often.
Well,
That's why it's never on time. No,
we was close to being on time today, though, eh?
yeah, I
Fucking
mean,
close.
mind you, you did hit the live button a bit late. You hit the countdown, and it was like, well, go on, son. And I can't tell you.
No, I literally hit that fucking countdown button and then hit the live button. There's
No,
a
well,
delay
it's
between the two of about 14 seconds.
It
But
lies.
there you go. Anyway, what was you on about before?
I don't know. It's this Bother Saunders guy. I think he's got a bee in his bonnet.
Oh, man, he's just, yeah. Some people are like that. You know what I mean? They're just random fuckers. I do like to talk to them now and again, though, because you get to hear all this fucking stupid shit that you then go, yeah, but in reality, mate, that ain't going to work, is it?
Oh, yeah. Go on.
In some utopian fucking verse in your head, then yeah, it's all well and good, but we're never going to be a 99.9% white country ever again.
Never happening.
You know what I mean?
No, but more the point, why would you want it? Not now. I mean, we've got so many friends out there that are of different fucking colours. Why do you want to get rid of them? What I'm saying is we need to be predominantly white. End of, right? Obviously. I mean, if you went to a chip shop and it was serving curry, you'd be a bit pissed off, wouldn't you? So why would you come to England and it be looking like India or Africa? I understand that.
Oh, well, honestly, that's one of the arguments that I made years ago when I was going around the world. It was wonderful to go to other countries to experience their cuisine, their culture, their nightlife, the language. Why would I want to have it all homogenized together? Why would anyone?
Hello. Oh, that was that then. You carried on talking over it. Unbelievable.
Well, it is what it is, man.
And fuck the EU. Good boy. Like that.
We're not going to get a predominantly, well, a majority or what, you know what I mean, up to the numbers that they want. It's not going to happen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So, what is it you want to talk about?
Talk about licenses for HGVs. This new ruling they brought in.
What have they brought in again?
Yeah, the new ruling for heavy goods vehicle drivers. They're making it easier for people to get licenses.
Yeah, well, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I mean, let's be honest, it's not a difficult thing to drive a truck, so you might as well just sail through it with no fucking problems at all. I'm joking.
Yeah, he's got a time delay, mate. He's doubling up. He's listening to his computer and talking on phone.
All right,
yeah.
No worries. Yeah, well, it's like this.
Yeah,
when you make it easier.
Sorry, son.
No, but when you make it easier, you make it more dangerous. There's reasons why people fail a test.
No. Right. There's a time delay.
Right, what you got to do if you turn the volume off on your YouTube thing or whatever it is, right, and then just purely stick the phone to your ear, then you'll be fine.
That's what I've just done now. Right. Okay. I'm 57 years old, and I'm a qualified HGV mechanic. Now, when I was doing my apprenticeship, at the time, you could do your heavy goods vehicle license, class 1, at 21 years old. You could go straight into class 1. You didn't have to do a class 3 or a class 2. You could go straight into class 1, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you learn to drive when you pass your test. You don't learn to drive when you're learning.
Yeah, but you do have to have a rough idea how to put a trailer on the back, don't you?
Well, I did all that. I mean, as I said, I'm a qualified technician. But things have changed dramatically from when I started off. I mean, I was working on.
Do you think that we shouldn't have it as strict? Well, the test as stringent as it is, or as it was, because it is being reduced. Do you think it should be more lenient and just let them get out there and get their head around it when they're on the road?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes,
have a think about this, right? You know, somebody who cooks in a kitchen. If you didn't tell them the health and safety and how to day dot stuff and what about rotation is and things like that, and health and safety with cleansing and things like that, if you just said, there's a fryer, right? There's the stock in the fridge, just get on and cook it, right? Do you think there'd be any problems? What I'm saying is
you're trying to.
What I'm saying is they wouldn't know about day rotation, so food would go out of date without them realizing, and they'd be serving it, which would be a problem. They wouldn't know much about health and safety and hygiene, so therefore there would be a lot more bacteria in the kitchen, and that would be a problem for food that being served. And they wouldn't understand about how to properly use the equipment in there, right? We all know how to boil an egg, but not all of us are a chef. Now, we can drive a fucking car, but can you actually connect that trailer up and know that that trailer is going to stay on the back? Because at the moment, we're not going to teach you about the fifth wheel. We're not going to teach you about the tug test. We're not going to teach you about how to make sure that that dog clips on so nothing comes unstuck. We're not going to tell you about how you wind your legs up correctly or what level to set the trailer at. We're not going to teach you about any of that. And incidentally, we're not going to teach you how to reverse onto a bay, which leads us on to the question that if you managed to connect the trailer and make it down the road without you dropping it on its knees at a roundabout, when you get to your said direction, I should say your place you're meant to be, you can't actually put that on the bay. You're holding everybody up because you can't reverse. And just imagine that along the lines of where you're going, because they give you a preferred route, but that might not be the case with some of these less scrupulous fucking companies. All right. Something happens and now you've got to back it up. If you don't back it up, you realize that when you cause a traffic jam, just how long and how quickly that backs up for We need these people to know what they're doing. I'll give you another example. You know, a lot of these vehicles that come over here that have got that little sun patch on the side, right? Look at the amount of accidents they get involved in. When you look at some of the lesser train drivers, you'll find their vehicles are rolled over on roundabouts. When you look at Stobarts, when they grew up too quick, they ended up taking bridges out. It doesn't work. I know it sounds like a good idea. It just doesn't work.
It's all right, mate. I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll fucking know it all in 20 minutes.
Mate, I mean, I learned everything I knew about music from you.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Right. Can I speak now?
Yeah.
I've listened to you.
Yeah, you go on.
Yeah, okay. You're trying to give me the technical jargon. I'm a qualified technician.
Right.
I can walk rings round you about how a truck works, how the engine works, what an intercooler does, what a turbocharger does.
Well,
You're
but I haven't even talked about that, have I? Have I talked about
what
the mechanical runs?
What I'm saying is, when I was 21, I got my class 1.
Right.
Yeah? Okay. Basically, so I could take vehicles to the MOT station. Right?
Right.
You learn to drive when you've got your license. You don't learn to drive while you're learning.
Yeah, I agree with your principle.
Once you pass your test,
you have to have a rough idea.
and in days gone by, vehicles were a lot more primitive.
Mm-hmm.
They had drum brakes. They weren't. These days, you've got disc brakes, you've got anti-lock brakes, you've got everything else. Let the lads learn at a young age and let them get on the road. That's where they learn the trade. You can't learn someone, you can't teach them by giving them lessons. You need to let them be on the road. You need to let them do it.
But what about
everybody can just apply for their HGV licenses by filling in the serial boxes. Everybody can learn on the road.
The thing is, right? What if somebody can't reverse?
But Simon, that's where you learn the trade.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I had to learn on the road. But I was taught how to reverse. I was taught the principles of why and how.
What did you do on your test, Simon? Be honest. What did you do on your test with reversing? You reversed into a bay and you reversed between a pair of cones with a pair of tubes.
No.
True?
No. You have to basically drive into a box, then you have to S-shape it into another box, and you've got a yellow box this big, and your tail lift has to be in it. You can't take it out the back.
Yeah.
You've got to be in the front, right? So
at an MOT station with no traffic around you. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're driving into a vacated premises with a pair of cones and a few tubes stuck up out of the cones, and then you drive in and then you reverse back. A guy watches and sees if he can get in the boxes. That's not driving on the road.
No, because he goes out with you on the road as well, doesn't he? And then
that's not reversing onto a bay. So
hang on a second. No, I disagree with you there, because when you go onto a bay, you keep going back till you hit the cunt. This one, you have to get as close to that mark without hitting it.
Right.
Agree?
Do you feel that when you did your HGV driving test and you did your reversing session, that you were qualified to reverse onto a bay in a supermarket or any other warehouse, whatever it may be?
No, I didn't. A bloke decided. Hang on a second. I didn't decide I was qualified. A bloke did. A man that was paid to decide whether I was qualified or not.
So then, when you went to your first delivery, and a guy comes out and says, "Okay, drive back it onto that bay there," was that the same as the test you did?
Every fucking place you go to is different. So that's a bit of a disingenuous question, isn't it? Here's the thing, though. I'd actually
you learn on the job. You learn on the road.
So I tell you what, I've got a really good idea. We'll go with your idea. We'll just give the cunt the keys and they can crack on.
No. You're being facetious.
Yeah,
man.
well, I am
There's no
actually,
need for
because
that.
at the moment you're not actually being as genuine as you should be, right? You've got to admit that
Why?
if this person can't pass that medial fucking test, right, and this is what we're saying,
What's the medial test?
right? The reverse.
What
You're saying that
test?
hang on, you're saying that reversing that I did was very simple and not like driving into a bay. Yeah. What we're saying is
Well,
that
that's what I did.
well, fine, but you're saying
And I've got my class 1 license. That's what I did.
right. What you're saying is you're saying we should get rid of that.
Into a box.
Kathy Newman.
Well, I got to ask you, right? What you're saying is get rid of it. Get rid of that part of the test because you're going to learn it anyway. Is that what you said?
Dude, at least I said you had to collect coupons on a fucking cereal box to get your license. You know what I mean? At least there was some effort.
The driving test, as it was fine. It was fit for purpose. But if you make it easier, you've got a lot more chance of people slipping through the fucking... You've seen yourself, the people that have passed the test that still can't drive a greasy stick up a dog's fucking hole.
Yeah, they get lost in London and everywhere.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is...
Make it easier and hope for the best.
HGV, no, not at all. What I'm saying is, when you're doing your HGV license and you're doing your training and you're in the vehicle, that is not learning you to drive an HGV. You learn after you pass your test. Exactly the same as when you pass your car license.
Right.
I've always said to my kids, I've got 5 kids, they've all passed the test, and I've said, right, you pass your test. Now you're going to learn to drive.
Agree.
And it's the same with HGV. I got my license, my Class 1 license, in the 1980s. I had no experience with HGV. I agree with what you're saying about a loaded vehicle is completely different. I learned on, I think I had...
you said, did you say you learned in the army?
No.
All right.
I was learning because
he was working with the technical and he moved got his class 1 so he could do the MOTs.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of the vehicles. Right. So you're usually right driving the same route as well, aren't you?
Yes. Cookham.
Right. That does help.
Cookham in Lancashire.
But what they do now, right, in decent companies, if you pass your test and you're one of these lads coming through, if you're in a decent company, they'll put an experienced driver with you, and he will sit with you all the way and get you around. But in the old days, that didn't happen. And if you go to a small firm, that won't happen.
No, definitely not.
I mean, I did it the hard way.
Definitely not.
Within 3 weeks of passing my test, they were sending me up over Cardigan, right? And anybody who knows Wales knows Cardigan, in the fucking snow. But I'd had trailers on the back of my vehicles for fucking years. I'd driven horse and cart. I'd done all sorts of stuff. I've driven on the railway, driving like diggers, like rail mounted and stuff. I felt that I was pretty fucking capable of doing all sorts of stuff. But there were people there, we've had it. We had a woman come in, right? A foreign woman. And in 1 month, she hit 3 vehicles, right? And they didn't want to say anything, A, because she was a woman, B, because she was foreign. But they were desperate to take these people on. Now, she took out the front, left, and then she took out the...
Is that not taking it away from the conversation we're trying to have?
Well, you're trying to say make it easy.
What a smoke alarm.
No. What I'm saying is, when you're criticising what the governments have done to try and make it easier for people to go for the Class 1 licence, by doing away with going for Class 3, well, it used to be in my day, Class 3, Class 2, then Class 1. But you could go straight for your Class 1. You didn't have to do the other 2 in between.
I think it's a shit idea.
What I'm saying is, if people can go straight for the Class 1, that was how it was in my day in the 1980s.
Yeah, in your day, there was a lot less weight, there was a lot less traffic, and a lot less hassle.
Right. But vehicles have improved massively from the days when I was driving.
Yeah. And do you know what the problem is? The difference between... hang on, listen to what I've got to say, because this is bigging you up, right? The vehicles that you drove back then were harder to drive, right? You had eaten fucking boxes and all the rest of it. but you knew how to handle
no
them,
power
because if you
steering.
didn't, you found yourself in a ditch. What we have now is all this technology that tells a shit driver they're actually all right. When they get into a sticky situation, they're worse. And some of this technology that digs them out the crap. No, if you can have 44 tons with a computer telling you all the things, because the latest things, they'll tell you when to brake, what speed to go around the roundabout, how far the vehicle is in front of you, what the braking distance is, how many meters you are, what the closing speed is. This is just the latest vehicles, right? Great. That makes you look like a great driver when you got it on cruise. But when you get a little bit out of scope, it all goes fucking wrong and it wants to kill you. Secondly, when you get into snow, that vehicle can't get you out of it. When you're in fog, that vehicle falls apart. When you're in mist, those mirrors go to fucking shit. When you've got bad weather hitting you, all of those guidance things on the front fall down. No, you need to have the skill. End of.
No, I disagree. I disagree with you. The thing, what you're forgetting is that in the day when I passed my class 1 in the 1980s, we were the same as it is today. You didn't do your test. You didn't pass your test with a loaded vehicle. You basically went round with an empty 40-foot trailer, articulated vehicle, and then you got your license and you were free to go on the road. You could then load it with 20 ton, whatever. You hadn't got a clue.
Your vehicle.
You were brain dead, and I've been there.
Right, you were lucky.
The vehicles, no, I wasn't lucky. It was frightening. It was terrifying. These days, the vehicles you've got now that you're driving to this day, they've got disc brakes, they've got anti-lock brakes. I was driving on drum brakes.
Right, you also had less weight.
No anti-lock systems. Yeah, we also had less weight.
Yeah, you had less weight, you had less axles, right? What we've got now, hang on a second,
Wait, Simon, let me speak, please. We also have no speed restriction. You are now restricted to 56 miles an hour, is that correct?
Yep.
If that is correct, we were doing 65. I was driving a Volvo, an F12.
So hang on a second. The speed limit, the speed limit was always there.
And we were doing 70 miles an hour.
Right, so you were breaking the law. The speed limit has always been 60 miles an hour in a truck.
Not then. Because they only brought the speed limit in to 56.
No, 60. I'm saying 60. Ago. It's always been 60.
Highway code.
Here's the thing, right? Rear steer, right? So I'm driving now 15-meter trailers with rear steer, or I'm driving double-decker trailers, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody with no experience. Really?
But how do you get experience if you're not driving?
Well,
how do you get experience if you're not driving? You didn't go into that job and do what you're doing now without coming through from nothing.
Here's how the experience works, right? In the real world, right? Not in the romantic, fuck me, everybody should have a go job, right? Because we passed those days and there was a lot more fucking accidents on the road then, right? Now, what you do
I don't know about that.
Well, we could disagree then, right? What we're going to do, right, is we're going to train them properly with the immediate test. And then before we put them in anything fucking remotely spicy, we're going to assess them in every place they go to. So if you go to any of the food places, they will assess you. If you go to, say, for instance, the curtain side of work, they assess you. You can't drive a petrol tanker without further education, right? So they assess you, they see if you could drive or not. If they can't...
Tankers are a different...
Right, well, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just talking about the other stuff, right? So they're going to assess you. Well, can you drive or can you not? The other day, they had 5 drivers sent down to Morrison's. All of them failed because they couldn't drive for shit. They were foreign, fair enough. So the agency said, well, fucking train them. They trained them, right, all week long how to drive. 3 of them still failed, 2 of them passed, and 1 of them tried to turn around in a field, right, 40 miles away from his destination because he'd gone the wrong way.
Yeah,
but anyway, right, I'll come away from that, right, because that's just one example. No, that's one example, right? Now, before you can get onto a rear steer trailer, right, you have to have extra training because it does certain things. Because if you don't know what it does, you'll go forward, and then when you go backwards, you'll put it in reverse. It won't fucking lock out, and the rear axle, as soon as you start to move, will start snaking. It's not It doesn't. Here, Jeff, have a fucking crack at that. It's dangerous. If your kids or your family got wiped out by a new driver that hadn't been trained properly, how are you going to feel? Oh, well, at least he had a chance.
No. You see, you're trying to make it complicated.
It's not fucking complicated.
No, it's not complicated. Give every cunt a license and let's watch the insurance companies go fucking bankrupt. Yeah, let's do that.
Can I interject here? Can I interject?
Man.
Hang on. Caller. Hello? Can you hear me? Caller?
Hang on, I'm not talking. He's talking to you now.
Yes.
Hello, mate. Can I actually just understand exactly what the... Hello. Thanks so much for the call. I'm really enjoying this. Can you... What is the actual angle? What is your point? That's what I'm... Are you saying that... Please just put it into just one really small, succinct point, just so I can understand, because I'm a bit slow.
Right. Yeah. Okay, my friend. My point is that when you're doing your training and you're doing your lessons to pass a test, that is what it's all about. You go through the motions, you go through everything they need you to do to pass your test. You do not learn to drive that vehicle until you do while you're running up to your test, you're running empty, you're running with no weight, you're not having to load a vehicle, you're not having to deal with a vehicle that might have 20 tons on it. You do nothing. I did my test in a vehicle with a flat-bedded 40-foot trailer, empty. It was a Talkliner, actually. And that was it. It was only after I got my license that then my employer at the time would send me out to pick up a load. I would put a load on, and I'll be honest with you, my arse was that perked that if the vehicle had gone on its roof, I wouldn't have fallen out of the seat. That is when I learned to drive. Now, Simon, and I respect you, sir, I'm not, this trying to make you look bad with what you're saying. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But when you're talking about rear steer trailers, are all specialised vehicles.
No, they give them to all of us now. No, but they give it to all of us now.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I mean, if you've got a wagon and drag, you could not drive a wagon and drag and reverse it into a loading bay with all your experience today.
Are you talking about an A-frame?
No.
Are you talking about an A-frame?
Yeah, I'm talking about a four-wheel.
I say I can.
On the back.
I can because I've done it.
Yeah. But how did you do it? You had to learn to do it, and you didn't do that on your test.
No, you would have done right if you were learning to do that. But on your test, they teach you how to drive the vehicle. They don't say you've got experience. They say you know how to operate this vehicle. When you drive a digger for the first time, here are the controls. Here's how it works. Let me see that you can operate that vehicle. Right, you can operate that vehicle. They don't say now, here's your stamp. You've got 40 years experience, right? Yeah, that's what the test is about. The test is to teach you to operate the vehicle safely. What you're coming on here saying is don't worry about some of that test because you'll learn it on the road. And I'm saying you need...
No, I'm not.
Well, your point's a little bit ambiguous then because you're saying that you learn things on the road. Yes, you do. I don't disagree with that. What you're saying is that they're reducing the test and that's all right because you will pick it up. Well, what if they don't teach you? What was your point?
What I'm trying to say is, when I started driving heavy goods vehicles, I started driving at 21 years old.
Yeah, I get this. We've been through this, right? We've got to get to the point because we've been on a while, right?
Yeah. So, 20 minutes and the point ain't to come out and all of varies. I'm getting to the point that I'm not getting to.
Yeah, look, we're going to get to the what you're saying is, in my day, I did my test and then we learned as we went along, right? Yeah? Yeah, life's moved on since then, I'm afraid, right?
I don't. No. Let me just say this part. I don't see a point of having to go through a class 2, or in my day it was a class 3, a class 2, and a class 1.
Okay, tell you what. Can I jump in? Mate, cool. I think your name's Paul, isn't it? Do you know what? I've personally really enjoyed the call.
My name's Mick.
All right, Nick. Well, Nick,
I've enjoyed the call. Please come and join our Discord. Have a chat, because at the moment we need to crack on through
move on to the next one.
Move on. But this isn't cutting you off, because we just,
just come to the Discord and we'll have it out. Like,
I understand.
Have a chat, mate.
Anyway, we didn't put any of the links to anything in here, did we? Fuck it.
Oh, hang on, I'll put it up on the screen or free.
All right. But anyway, look,
No,
lovely to talk to you, mate. I do like an argument as well as the fucking chats.
Yeah.
Not an argument. It's a discussion.
All right, bud. No worries. Well, look, take it steady.
All right, guys.
And I'll see you in a bit. All right.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.
It was a fucking circular discussion about one fucking thing.
Okay.
Dude, really?
Anyway.
Fucking...
we. And by the way, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad.
Excellent. What was it you wanted to talk about?
Well, I figured I'm in Wales, right? I want to talk about this passport thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, excellent.
Good,
Crack on.
good.
We're all ears. Go on then. Yeah. Tell us all about
you've got to mute the stream and just talk into the phone.
Right.
Talk into the phone, not the stream,
Right.
because it's all delayed.
Right. I turned the sound off now, and can you hear me properly now?
Yeah, we can be fine.
Right. I'm unvaxxed. I'm not planning to get vaxxed, and the Welsh government have actually decided that I can't go into a pub, but I can't go into a nightclub or a big venue. What do you think about that?
Bollocks is shit. But, mate, if you struggle for a pint, crack on over to Somerset. You can come for a beer with me. But no, seriously, it's bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Why is it that you can't go into one of these venues, yet they can all fucking hold hands at Davos and fucking shake each other's jingly bits and whatever it is they want to do? Why is it that, why is it that this side of the border can have fucking 50,000 people in a room, right, or whatever it is, right, and over your way, because you've got some fucking socialist cunt trying to run the place who hates, right, the British government, right, who wants to be an independent. I know what he wants to do. This guy is a shithouse, and he doesn't look out for the people of Wales. He doesn't fucking like him at all. He's a wanker, right? The thing is, if this thing was really as bad as they said it was, half of us be fucking dead now, right? How many bodies you seen on the street? Do you remember the original thing when we were looking at China and they were moving bodies off the street? We all believed that, didn't we? Right? And how bad's it been?
We are sorry, man, right? But we all know this is a load of bullshit.
Yeah, flew fucked off for a year and everything. Brilliant. Yeah, no, mate.
The super flu's back.
I've been following Simon and all the guys on that's been out and about, and
do you subscribe to Voice of Wales? I mean, they've been booted off YouTube now, unfortunately.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. After that hatchet job, Wardy.
You're not
I've seen a couple of videos, so I'm to my mind is they're using this now to keep us all locked down, and like the boys have been saying on the YouTube, it's going to be basically environmental, the green, all this shit going on. Like they're cutting down on the how can I say, your consumption of electricity and all this bullshit that's coming up lately and all this lot.
So
I am planning to put some solar on my house with some batteries and fuck them. Like I'm just going to go like off grid.
Are you sort of Valley's way, or you because
I'm a Blackwood boy. Where the Manic Street pictures out from.
Yeah. No. I mean, I was picking up the Valleys because I used to deliver up there a lot, and I was like, that makes sense. So, I mean, I'm Blackwood. I am, but I'm
a proper Welsh guy, like.
I'm always at the top of the heads of the
I work in
valleys.
a sawmill, driving forklifts, a proper guy, like.
Mm.
You know, pay my maintenance, pay my off my mortgage. You know.
Yeah, got loads of friends over there, mate. I get on with the Welsh fucking spawn. You know the top of the heads of the valleys, Rasu Industrial Estate? I'm always up there.
Oh, Rasa.
Yeah, I can never pronounce that right. I always get told off by the Reverend Mother. She went, it's Rasa. I was like, "Argh." And you know what?
Yeah,
they got a burger van there, and
industrial.
I always miss the cunt, and I'm getting fucking pissy about this because I fucking want to bite to eat. And it's like, he's always shutting up, and I'm like, bastard, fuck it. But yeah, they're good lads up that neck of the woods. And I tell you what, it fucking snows in July up there, doesn't it?
A few miles up on the road from me, they always get the fucking snow for it.
Yeah.
Up a tree, yeah. Up alley today.
Yeah. What's the Ebervale? Always up high, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the weather used to be a bit bad. They went, oh, sorry, you've got Ebervale. I went, oh, okay. We'll see, innit?
We got some people who work in my place, and they're up the valley there. It was only 10, 12 miles up the road.
Okay, so should we get back to the point?
Yeah, we got to get home.
No. Should we get back to the point of vaccine passports in Wales?
So basically, that's it. You can't do fuck all now, can you?
No, all these idiots that they ordinate towards the university crowd, you know, the woke idiots who thinks this is a good idea.
Well, what is going on with you? I have to ask. You've got Leanne fucking Woods, that cunt. That even when go on.
I can't see with these cunts off. Sorry, I just tried.
You've got Leanne Woods, and then you got what's it, Mark Drakeford, haven't you?
Yeah, but Mark Drakeford's a problem, isn't he?
Drakeford's a fucking turtleneck dickhead who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Turtleneck.
You know what I mean? Yeah, well, he looks like a stupid bloody cartoon turtle. You know, where it's like he's got fucking little tiny jaw and.
No, but my question is to you: what is going on in Wales? How are these people getting elected? Who is electing them?
Are they?
Well, it ain't fucking me, right?
Yeah, wait. How are they getting elected?
Because we know, I believe in my I've got a fucking good idea why Khan keeps on getting elected in London.
Because he's not elected. It's Jesus Christ. What they call that fucking fitting up anyway? What's the name of that?
Dominion is a fucking company, but yeah.
Yeah. It's not on the net, but on the net, and double count the votes for other people. Yeah,
and also deleting a database and then going into a congressional hearing
and saying it was going to space.
Well, we deleted the database because we needed
the space.
But okay, that's all well and good. We understand that. Then why haven't you deleted the ones from the years before?
And how's it go? Because we wanted they actually were all right.
No, he didn't have an answer. He just went.
The crack is, we kept that one because that was legit. This one was fuck. We got rid of that. Anyway, my lovely, I am going to say adieu, my little Welsh compadre. Get on Discord, mate. Get on Discord. The link's in the description to the videos.
I have looked on a couple of sites.
Right, yeah, come on to Discord. You can have the crack with us day or night. We're always on there.
All right,
Paul.
Cheers, man.
All right, you take it steady, buddy. All right.
Very well.
See you, bud. Do you see? I'll give it a bud at the end. Fucking never.
All right, bub. My bub.
No, never get the Welsh route, mate. Never.
Oh, I keep on putting the same thing up.
What? Your cock. Huh. That was fast. Hello.
Okay. Hello, mate. It's Winston. Winston Smith.
No, it's not. I know exactly who that is.
By hook or by crook.
Get speedy around. Not today.
Oh, talk to him.
What's he?
right? One minute he's being serious, next minute he's been an absolute cockwobbler. He wants me to take him seriously, right? Another bloke dilly, but just give him a bit of break every now and again. It's the biggest punishment you can do. There he is again. Look at that. Amazeballs. So let's just do that for a minute. So I was having a break. And because I was having a break, he thought he'd call in here. Gammon? No, doesn't work like that. There it goes again. Oh,
Fucking hell, man.
I must have your attention. What's he going to do to it? That same number. Yeah. Let's just do that. So anyway,
just in case.
Get blocked in a minute. Well, that looks different. We'll try that one. It's probably his missus. Hello?
Is that Mr. Shipman again?
Well, Harold.
Harold Shipman?
Yeah, it's Harold Shipman. We jab him, you slab him.
Am I through to Simon here?
No, not at all. No, definitely not me.
I got the wrong number then.
Yeah, it's a no comment here, mate. No, yeah, definitely. That sounds a bit like Grumpy. No, there's a guy called Grumpy from the Discord channel. He's got your accent.
It's Kenny from the Northeast. How you doing, bud?
All right, Kenny. Now, what was the name? It was Kenny Everett that did Reg fucking, what's his name? Hello. I don't know why I got that. It was a bit. Yeah, anyway. What do you know, Kenny?
You know, I posted it went on, do you remember when I spoke to you last time, it went on Facebook about the driver tanker shortage and all that. And it went viral.
Yeah. Sorry, I got the right bloke now. I know exactly who you are, facially.
Get this, mate. A couple of days ago, my mate from Middlesbrough said, you've been blocked on Facebook. They fact-checked you. And I says, really? So I had a look at it. And it was like...
Fact-checked you?
It was like an American style. I think it's American that's done it, to be honest.
Yeah, but hang on a second. They fact-checked you?
Worded it.
How did they fact-check you? I mean, you're in the trade and they're not.
Exactly, but they tried to... And I was like, well, let me look at the comment, mate. Let's have a look, because I'm not on FaceShite. And I had a look at it, and it's like, it sounded very, very American, because I turned around and said, my arse, and it said on the comment thing, and he said, my ass. And I was like, righto then. But and I did another video on Telegram, and I just busted it. I just said, right, here's the facts, here's my license, boom, here's my qualifications, boom, boom, boom.
So what's the name of your Telegram channel?
I don't have one. I don't have a channel. I just post.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, I just do a video link. I don't even know how to do a channel, to be honest. But,
you're going to have to come in the Discord, mate. I'll get you sorted.
I've tried. I'm on your site, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that, mate.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, lorry drivers, it's not our thing, right? It's not that we're stupid. It's just not our shit. I had to learn all this against my will, and it was fucking kicking and screaming. Oh, I didn't want to know. And these cunts, right? These two, they're like my overlords. Secretly, they're fucking Jewish handlers.
In the background, we are shilling for him. You see,
The crack is right. They go,
flow.
Don't touch anything. But it is mine.
Looked very interested. I think he was very riveted with that last caller about the heavy goods, wasn't he?
What fucking annoyed, I think the word was, actually. I was picking up on a certain vibe of anger there. I don't know about you. I mean, what do you reckon about it?
Mate, I was halfway through it and I was like, you know, you're saying, get to the point. I'm like, what are you going on about? Yes, I passed my test in the 80s. Yes, I cut my teeth on steel. It was fucking dangerous, right? But now, like you say, as an instructor trainer that's taught over bloody 4,000 drivers.
I'm going to ask you, as an instructor trainer, I'm going to ask you some questions. Steel.
Yeah.
What's the appropriate way of strapping it down? There's a right and a wrong way, right? So you've got two choices. You've got ratchet straps or chains. Which one do you use?
Chains.
Why do you use chains?
Because that's the way it holds it onto the belly of the wagon, mate.
Well, it isn't just that. I mean, steel's potentially sharp and it'll cut through the straps, won't it?
It depends what it is, mate. If it's, RSJs and what have you, they stack on a triangle and you have to do it a certain way. If you've got flat steel, plate steel, yeah, you're all right. But you've got to put a minimum of 13 straps on that.
Winston, if you can hear me, I'm doing a live stream at the moment, mate. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were fucking gammon. Yeah, all right. Just get right. Yeah, give us a break. Call back, and
what a cunt.
I'm very sorry. I am really sorry. Bye bye.
Yeah, that's a fucking foul part, isn't it? It's Cameron. Just brush
What we
him
were
off.
saying about lorry drivers and technology, mate. Oh, it's a number with 0 in it. Get rid of it. Oh, they all love.
They all sound like gammon to me anyway.
But going back to the straps, wrong strap, your shit falls off. It's that fucking simple, isn't it? Get it right. And it's also knowing how to load something, not to load something, and knowing when to refuse something. Right? You know, it's like, that's dangerous. I'm not fucking playing.
I said it when, honest to God, mate. I mean, people got to realise this stuff, right? A new starter coming into the industry, right? Jump straight in the wagon. Yeah, you can teach them to drive, not a problem. Do the reverse exercise, not a problem. They're going to take that out. He gets on with stuff. And I used to tell him up in Newcastle, look, this is how you reverse. And I used to take them in the car park and do it really hard. So they passed the test and they got on the pad and that was it. You take that out of the equation. And here's the thing. They were getting like Stobarts and that. They were getting warehouse staff to do the class 1 just to get on the roads, weren't they? They only lasted a couple of weeks. They were like, fuck that. I'm back in the warehouse on a fork truck.
I think it was a jolly, wasn't it?
Oh, man.
Warehouse to wheels, where they got 3 weeks out of the fucking warehouse, got paid, didn't do shit. Then at the end of it, they went, no, I don't think it's for me. Idiots.
I know. But I'll tell you the best way of doing it was, I can't name the company because they were all right. What I used to do is take them out for 2 weeks, minimum 2 weeks, once they pass the test, and show them the ropes.
That way, you've got half a chance. You're not going to get a lot of damage, because damage on a truck, right? You wouldn't believe it. How much does a mirror cost? A door mirror?
Get this, mate. It happened to me last week. I shunted on a bay. I won't say the company, and the barrier was sticking out 2 foot. I smacked the light, mate, on a Mercedes 68 plate. The whole light cluster, the bumper and everything just sliced through it. $2.5 grand.
Yeah, because that's what I'm running around at the moment, the Actros, basically. And right, I'm not going to get into this on a live stream because at the end of the day we're bored and senseless. But I'm on that new fucking camera system. They don't have mirrors, so you got cameras out the side of the vehicle.
No, I trialed it in Warrington. They wouldn't listen to me.
They're shit.
Listen, mate. You wear glasses. I wear glasses for reading. Yeah. So when you're driving a truck, I don't need glasses. But
I don't.
That thing's not even arm's length away, and I can't see the bloody thing because I need readers.
Have you seen
that was my first
these vehicles with the LED lights? As they're coming up to you, they're flashing like an emergency service. You're like,
yeah, that's what I said to them. At night time, you can't see shit because
fucking
just
shit.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Fucking literally, and then, no, it's wank. It is wank. I don't like it. Give me the fucking things where they should be. I'll get it on the bay quickly then.
Fucking piss and moan.
Oh, well, I tell you what, suck my festering balls, you cunt.
Fucking hell,
anyway, lovely. We're going to get off the driving thing. I do intend to get you on a Discord because I think you can have a good time there. But we'll get off. All right, we're going to see if anybody else brings up. I think Matt Winston Smith was trying to get on. Right, so
right.
All right, you take it steady. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Fucking, it's Cameron. It was Winston.
No, it was Winston, yeah.
Right. Fucking blinder.
Don't hang up. How fucking dare you?
I know, absolute fucking amateur. There you go.
Don't you know who I am? I'm a fucking YouTube fucking celebrity.
YouTube royalty, you cunt.
Fucking anyway, I don't hang up with you now. Fuck yourself.
Go on, do it. Go on, I'll be so impressed. Yes.
No, because I thought I wanted to have a little chat. I didn't think we fleshed out the whole HGV license thing enough.
Really?
Oh, God.
You really are a bastard. I hope all your flans go flat. I hope your fucking Yorkshires never rise.
You're that bastard. Yeah.
Oh no, when you hold the beach on his cooking.
Actually, right?
Yeah, Winston. You know when you did that song about the snake. Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
That's you now.
That's you now. Yeah. No, right. How good are you at cooking, obviously, dead pigs, pig roast, that kind of stuff? What about that?
What, dead pigs, cooking them?
Well, like a whole fucking pig. You only good at that shit?
The missus has just got in the car. We're lying.
Oh, hello, good lady. Hello, how are you? I've experienced their hospitality is the best, by the way, and the cooking is unbelievable. If it is, I went there. And I was nervous. I had to say. He says, "I'll cook anything for you." I thought, "All right, I'll fuck him up. I'll get a Yorkshire, no, not a Yorkshire, a shepherd's pie." What could he do with a shepherd's pie? What he did, everything was so utterly beautiful and so wondrous. I was like, I'm belittled by a shepherd's pie at this rate, and it was great. So I thought, now's a good time while he's on air and he can't get out of it. Pig roast.
Yeah, pig roast.
That's you.
Oh, I've done a few hog roasts. I've done a few spit roasts in my time.
Oh, no, don't say that.
I can say that because I haven't.
Excellent, love it. Yeah,
I've done a few weddings and done some hog roasts. It's a long process.
Yep.
And you can't leave it alone for too long. Like even if it's all automated, you sort of like
you're literally on it for the whole time to make sure it goes right. Well, the reason being is we've got a couple of patrons. They don't want to get married in a Christian Catholic church because
I've already told you, Simon. We used to do fucking barbecues for 200-300 people. We had the spit roast, and we used to have to look after them for 24 hours. It was a process.
This is why I'm sort of, you're undermining me. I'm off hiring this at the moment. You do not get that, right?
Can't you just put it in the microwave for like 20 minutes? You know what I mean? Get it cooked through.
Unbelievable. I wouldn't let you fucking do a peanut butter sandwich with that level of integrity. Right. No, I was thinking, right, because we've got the whole weekend to do this, by the way.
When are you doing this? Sorry, when?
Well, it's
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow night. No, really? No, it was meant to be November the 5th, but I've got a feeling that the weather's going to be abysmal, so I need to speak to them.
Oh, for the fireworks?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a pagan wedding, handfast kind of thing.
Pagan wedding?
Well, I'm looking for somebody who is a pagan who can actually take this wedding.
You need a full moon, don't you, and all that sort of stuff.
Bonfire night, I'll do it. But it was at Halloween. It was Halloween we're doing it on. Well, it's all the fucking same, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's around the same time. To me, anyway. So, but
I think the hog roast is the best people for it. The people that do it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because they're in the.
Are you getting out of this?
Sounds like you.
Yeah. Okay.
An awful lot of responsibility for me to fuck up, and then.
Can we not cut it? Can we not cut it in the small bits?
After all.
Can we not just cut it in the small bits and do it that way?
Oh, hang on. When I said, can't we just pre-cook it in the fucking microwave, that was fucking foul part. But now you want to take a whole hog roast, cut it into bits. Why don't you just get some pork chops?
You immortal fucking...
You know what I mean? Bit of pork chops, bit of back bacon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, I couldn't, but I know a man that might. What? We just want the pigage, right?
You can break down a pig into joints and, roast them all separately, I suppose. But then you need a lot of ovens going on. The hog roast is the best way of doing it because it cooks it all at one time, and it is really nice.
Right, okay, so that is, I don't want to do it, but can I come?
What do you want to do? Well, I might well be working, I suppose.
Fuck it, yeah.
I do work weekends.
Yeah, you'd show up late at night.
I was on my way home.
You'd come all the way over to the woods just to make sure that they'd done it right. You were like, can we better? You can see it now. Where's the dressing? What do you mean? It's a pig roast.
Exactly that Presslick African. It's not that fucking hard.
Really?
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard these days. There's blue pills for it, all right? Oh, yeah. Full pig means no religion.
All it takes is effort. That's all. It's
that's not out, isn't it?
Look, mate, I can't cook, won't cook.
Right, hang on a second. Right, we're talking about a bloke that says, no, she either cooks, you either cook, or I go without, or it's a microwave job. Why? Because he can't be bothered, right? So I'm not going to be told how the best way to fucking cook a pig when we haven't even got the kit. This is the thing. I was speaking to the man here. But anyway.
Oh, you're still there?
Yeah, we're still here, right? Yeah.
Arguing away.
Just to
Well, you let me know when it is, and if I am,
well, you'll be on the set that week, won't you? Yeah.
Waste of my time.
Waste of my time. Fucking unbelievable. Come on,
Well,
what are you going to do? Bake me a
you
cake
didn't
with
hang
it?
up on me twice.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be. Oh, look. It's not easy just doing this. You know, there's all these lights flashing. You just don't know what they do. Look, watch. Look. I've done a bad thing already. Hi. Hey, look. Hey, it's like a radio show, but not because it's actually a video show. But it's time to wrap this up. I think we've had enough, haven't we? Now we'll wait for the next phone call.
I've brought the show to a close. So what's going on?
Yeah, no, you've just finished the show.
Yeah.
You're as a pig roast tonight.
You win the party.
Oh, so you warmed yourself up. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, well, when we go for a pint?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
definitely. I shall pop over or something. Shall I?
Yeah. Just come here and get involved for the next beer. Yes.
I tell you what. Are you doing the live next weekend?
Probably, yes. You could come and sit there.
Yeah, I was thinking that might be quite a nice idea.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Right? I'm just checking with the boss. Is that all right with you, boss?
Bring her.
Yeah, she's nodding.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to hear.
She could sit there, right, while we do
well,
this. You can't see.
She'll be working because she works every Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hey, so you've got permission.
I got permission.
Hey!
I've got permission, so I can sit there.
Just so you lot know, she's a very, very traditional, good, decent bird, right? She does at the end of the day, if he's asking for permission, because she would do the same for him. All right, there you are. It's not the fact that he's a worse. When I asked for permission in the old days, it's because I didn't want to get hurt. Simple.
Well, I wear the trousers, but they're the ones that she picked out, and they go with a nice tank.
Right. I'm leaving before I pass out. Right. Okay, next weekend then.
Yeah, next weekend.
Excellent.
Right. We can talk about spit roasting.
Good luck with that. Really, truly good luck. Right, yeah. I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, then, so is it done then, is it? All right, then. I shall speak to you. Bye. Bye.
Right, see you in a bit.
Yeah, right, man.
The neck of some people come onto a show, refuse to cook them a pig roast, and invite yourself onto the next week. You've got to give 10 out of 10 for the fucking balls of him. Best cook I know. He is. He's fucking wonderful. And such a nice guy. Don't tell him, obviously. But he's lovely.
Fucking hell. Now all we need is going to phone.
Stir it. There you are. Hello.
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 Hello, Simon.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to get through. I got a couple of questions.
Go on.
Or conversation, sorry. I actually run a hog roast company, so it's called Don't Tell Porkies.
Right,
so
good. Don't go anywhere. I'll get your details in a second.
Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about as regards to hog roast.
Unlike me,
like that.
I have no idea. Yeah. I just know I've never had one either. I think it'd be a lovely idea.
It's quite easy, to be honest. Yeah, it's actually quite easy, actually. All you got to do is prepare it to make sure that you cut the skin with a Stanley blade, and then put plenty of salt in it. Get the heat up really high in the oven, and then so you get all nice and crispy, crackling all over it. And you turn the temperature down, right down to about 150 Celsius, and then you just cook it for.
Okay, so what do you say you were doing bonfire night?
For bonfire night? What are you doing later?
Yeah.
Driving.
Oh, damn it. Fuck it. That's
it's not bonfire night that it's occurring, isn't it?
It's around the same
31st.
Whatever, I don't.
Halloween.
Yeah, well, the idea being, right?
Halloween.
We're listening.
So what I wanted to say is that obviously I used to do hog roast. I still do it now, but only a little bit. And I was very disappointed because I'd come from doing a hog roast, and then we had COVID, so I've been sitting on my butt for the last 2 years. And then I thought, about a month or two ago, I thought, well, I'll join back up, because I used to be a HGV Class 1 driver, and all I needed to do was just renew my license, did the CPC last year, just to make sure that I was, just in case any eventuality that, it needed. So I went back, and I worked for a company that I used to work for 11 years ago, and I did it for 8 years there.
And I'm obviously the money has gone up because, well, they actually called me and they said, do you want to come back and work for us? We've got a problem with drivers. And obviously he turned around and says, look, and I said, well, how much? And he said, well, what about 40 grand? And I said, oh, well, yeah, because it was 26 grand when I was there last time. So I'm going back and joining them, and I've been there nearly 4 weeks now. To be honest, I want to go. I want to leave again.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't matter how much money, it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't. No, because I mean, one reason why I was, why I watched the program and why I agree with you so much is that they sent me out one night at 12 o'clock. I did a Cardiff run, and I came back at 11 o'clock in the morning the next day, or it's 11 hours later. And then I got home. They didn't tell me what I was doing. So I went home, and about 1 o'clock, I thought, well, I got to go to bed. I'll probably be going out for 12 o'clock the next night. So I went to bed, got up at 9 o'clock, looked at my phone. They sent me a text and said, you're working at 6 o'clock in the morning. So what the fuck am I going to do for 9 hours?
Yeah. Fuck all, mate. We own you. That's how it is.
So, well, I went to the manager. And I said, how do you expect me to sleep? I've got to keep awake when I'm driving in the night, stuff like that. And he says, oh, well, it's very, it's just one excuse after the other. Nothing has changed other than the wages. And I'm wondering where the extra wages have come from. I mean, I'm wondering, all of a sudden they're coming up with an extra 20 odd grand for some people working on the HTV. Because like I said, I only worked for 25, I think it was 26 grand 11 years ago, and now all of a sudden it's 40. Well, where's they found the money from? Where's all that just come from?
Well, they always had the money. They just weren't paying us.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's true. And I know this may sound a little bit bad, but I hope there is a shortage at Christmas. I hope they do have empty supermarket shelves and stuff like that.
A lot of people just think it's not their problem, and even when you see empty supermarket shelves, they go, "Oh, well, we'll have it next week." They get it next week after that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or who cares? We'll buy something else, because nobody gives a fuck about anything anymore. They're all about as a little amount of effort put into the community for the maximum amount of gain, right? As long as they can be showing their fucking assets on bloody social media, that's all they want.
Yeah.
Oh, how we have fallen.
It's such a shame, isn't it? And I'm in a position where I don't need to go back to work, as I can survive, just on what I've got. Sort of
go on, rub it in. The rest of us are struggling. Go on. Just get it.
Well, I have to go through some hard times to get it, but there you go. But yeah, it seems. I'm really seriously thinking whether to go back or whether to do what a lot of guys are doing, and that you were discussing tonight. Is agency is actually better than working for an actual company, because then you can pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to do container, or if you want to do container work or fridge work or something like that, you can do what you want. And you can work. I mean, I don't mind telling you, I get around about just under 600 quid a week take home. And I could probably get that if I work Saturday and Sunday and Monday on an agency. So why would I want to work for a company that's messing me about?
I get about
and stuff like that.
I get $6,000 a week.
How much?
I get about $6,000
a week.
Yeah, I do post offices.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
I was going to say, fuck me, mushy.
All my problems will be solved at $6,000 a week. Let me tell you now. He's like, oh, I was feeling sorry for you. You're a bit of a cunt, really. No. Wind you up.
I am.
Right. Well, I think we're going to wind it up, and I'm going to go over to Discord if anybody wants to come. But I'm going to go over there.
I'm off and all. So.
Yes, quite. So
what's the name of that chap? Bother? I love you. Please call in. Turn up.
Yeah. No, just be in it. You've made the comments worthwhile. You really have. Yeah. We look forward to your specialness. I mean, obviously, we're in your head, and we'll be in your head for the rest of the week. And it's free.
Free?
Yeah. Just like a migrant staying in a 4-star hotel, we're in your head for fuck all, and we're causing damage.
Rent
There you
free.
Anyway, right, we're going to say goodbye, and I'll say bye to you,
Yep.
sir. I'll see you in either Discord or back here next week.
Yeah, keep it up. You're doing a good job, lads.
No worries, you take it steady, all right?
Peace.
Yeah,
Have
all
fun,
right.
man.
Right, do not leave
Turn
the
that
end
down.
of the podcast to Simon. What are you
Do
saying?
not leave it to side. Why? Because we're already off live already. Because you just pressed it before you even ended the call.
I haven't fucking done shit, you go off. Right, anyway, I'll let you deal with this.
No,
I
I
can't
actually
be
had to
stressful.
look to make sure you hadn't.
Yeah, you just never know with him, do you? Fucking.
Well, I'll see you in the
believer.
next.
All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Have fun, peeps.
Been
see
on
you
a
next
pleasure. Yep.
Who's pressing it then?
Not
Well, you
me.
are you fucking
He always does it too quick.
absolute twat.